Let's get to your next paths pick, which is Main Street. At the time, Mainstreet Equity was 203.01, which was January 15th of this year. Now it's at 184.55, so a drop of 9% and a total return drop of the same. And they do rental apartments, that kind of thing, which is kind of an in-between space, I'm going to say right now, because housing has been slow to come up. We've had a lot of changes to immigration policy. So this sector, real estate in general, has been lagging.
Yes, I think, but it's important to recognize where they sit on the real estate spectrum. So this is mid-market housing in Western Canada. Think 50 to 100 unit apartment buildings. Think $1,200 a month rent. Yes, your point is very valid. A lot of the demand can be driven by immigration and foreign students. But that being said, when you look at the supply and demand characteristics of the apartment market in Canada, there's only about 2 million apartments in Canada. And in past years, we've had over 1 million immigrants just in a single year. The other thing is they're not building any new supply. So to build a new rental apartment costs about $400,000 for one unit, whereas the units Main Street buys trade on about $100,000. So until there's less of a gap between those two numbers, you will not see supply come on. And I think you'll continue to see rents go higher. Whereas GoEasy's had some problems we were just talking about this year, I can't really explain to you why Main Street's down. Their financial results have been good. They've continued to acquire. They're on their way to 20,000 doors. The CEO still owns half the company, Bob Dillon. He's excellent. I've talked about him a lot on the show in the past. I just sat down with him last week or the week before for several hours. The story hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is this is the lowest valuation we've seen in many years. So the company typically trades around net asset value or sometimes even a premium. It's at a 25% discount to net asset value right now. So I've said this before, I'll say it again on the show. This is, of all the stocks I own, this is the stock I lose the least amount of sleep over.
And this is primarily centered in sort of the western provinces?
Yes, so everywhere west of Ontario. Their biggest concentrations would be Alberta and BC in terms of the portfolio.
And rent control is not an issue in some of these provinces?
In all of these provinces, actually. This is the best part of the story. You've got a situation where they're able to get very cheap financing from CMHC, so we're talking 3% money, and then they can go out and buy these apartment buildings at very low prices. And they've been doing this for years and years and years. The track record's excellent.
Okay.